All right, let's jump into it. 4050 Social Club. Here we are again, post Super Bowl. We are ready to talk about what happened at the halftime situation of the situation of the whole Super Bowl halftime with Kendrick Lamar. We want to talk about a couple of things that we took from it. Also, want to know what you thought about it. We're just going to pass the mic around and share what our thoughts are about the whole Kendrick Lamar performance and break down a couple of things that really stood, near and dear to us and how we dissected them.
Welcome everybody to the 4050 Social Club, a virtual forum that focuses on black men and helpful and healthy ways to transition successfully from our 40s into our 50s and beyond. We aim to do this by presenting and talking about a variety of topics from health, wealth, and spirituality to relationships in our professional lives and continuing aspirations to simply being a great human. As I always share, I wish there were platforms like 4050 around what I was approaching and beginning to evolve through this particular life period. So we're hoping that you engage this podcast as we add to the growing movement to support and honor black men. Jamin the Eagle, Quest the Helper, and I, CJ the Seeker, are excited to be here with you today for another injection of the 4050 Social Club. Let's get it.
So let's just jump into it, y'all. Welcome everybody to the 4050. What's up, Quest? What's up, CJ? How y'all doing?
What's happening, Jay? You good?
Hey, how's it going?
Good,
How's it
What's
going?
up, Quest?
good,
What's
good.
up, bud?
Yeah. How y'all doing? How's it going, Chris? How's it going,
We
Jay?
here. We
All
here.
right,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
all right, all
definitely.
right.
Here.
Let's jump
Tony be
into it.
set for that.
Let's jump into it. So, okay, who's gonna kick it off? Who's gonna kick it off? We'll kick it off about this whole situation. We're gonna take it from the top. Like, what were your thoughts when he jumped out of the car? You know what I'm saying? Like people jumping out the car, he's sitting on the old L school, whatever. Like, y'all tell me your thoughts on the whole scene.
Yeah. What you thinking, Quest?
I thought it was just a good play on making you see how us as individuals, as black individuals, we're all together. We coming out together. You know what I'm saying? We're doing things together. So him coming out and just opening that door and everybody else coming out from that point, I felt was a good depiction of unity.
Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head. Well, interestingly, I think I would actually take it to just before that, because what actually happened, Uncle Sam came out there first,
That's
right? Like
right. That's right. That's
he
right.
was the master of ceremony. Like he came out there first, and it was one of those like you don't know what it's gonna be. You think, hey, there's Sam Jackson. We're about to get live with this. I know it's about to be Kendrick Lamar, and he gets up there and he introduces himself as Uncle Sam. And I don't know where your mind went, but immediately I was like, all right, I understand when I hear Uncle, there's a black man out there. I started thinking about his character in Django
Yeah.
and sort of what all of that was about, because I understand what Kendrick's about, right? So I'm seeing this happen. And you see, though, what I liked about it from Sam Jackson is you could see he was playing a role, but it was
Yeah.
almost like he was making fun of playing a role. You know what I mean? It's not like he
That's
was,
it.
you could tell he wasn't thinking
Yes.
like, I really feel this way and I'm playing. It was more like, hey, I got over by going this route, but this is about to be a lead in into something.
So tell us what your thoughts were about what Uncle Sam meant. Like you made the reference to Django. So
Yeah. Yeah.
what tell us what you're thinking there.
Yeah, well, I guess the first thing I went to because he stressed uncle was like Uncle Tom, because he said uncle and then Sam, who obviously is who he is, but then you think about Uncle Sam, and the relation of that metaphor to us as a country. This is, the good old USA. So you got a black man representing
Yeah.
himself as Uncle Sam.
Uncle
You got a
Sam.
black man who's stressing the word uncle, which kind of brings up Uncle Tom. And then again, thinking about that character in Django and how he played that, like my mind is sort of in that space. But then you also see him sort of controlling what's about to happen out there, right? Like he's the one introducing the
Mm,
act. And so if you got somebody who's playing that Uncle Sam role, controlling the act, you have a feeling he wants it to look a particular kind of way. All
sure,
right. So in
sure.
my mind, like all those things just kind of ran through my mind as I was looking.
Okay. Okay. And the reference, that was the same role that he played in Django.
Yeah. Yeah. All those things were coming to me. I wasn't sure what to expect, but
Okay.
all those things started flooding
Okay.
in right around
Okay.
that moment.
Okay. Okay. I
Yeah.
can see that. I can see that. I can see that. All right. Anything else? Anything else jumped out at you? Plus, you got anything?
I feel it is capitalism. It is everything that America wants to stand for as we see it right now, right? And that's pretty much what I felt Uncle Tom or Uncle Sam meant to me, because there's a lot of us that are Uncle Sam's, right? There's a lot of other individuals that are different ethnicities that are for Uncle Sam. And one of Fred Hampton he said that, racism is just a blanket for capitalism. And when you think
Yeah.
about, like, the whole suit, the whole outfit, it is a symbol, it's symbolism for the capitalistic mentality that the United States has, and how everything is ran by it. So that was my thoughts.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
when he got into the situation of being like, when the music starts slowing down, SZA got on there, and he was like, "That's what I like," that's what I like, Kendrick like this, blah 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 blah. That's I feel like that was a depiction of the world saying, "Yep, you need to be less violent, you need to be less this, you need to be less that, you need to fall in line." And so when you look at things like that, that's America. America's telling us to do that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the other
Yeah.
thing that I think is interesting too, and I'd love to get you all's feelings on it, because what we're talking about now is like those symbols that kind of popped out, like these little metaphors that were like, hey, we're starting to vibe off of what that was. I just talked about the one that I first thought when I looked at it, and it was interesting because when you said Uncle Sam the last time, I was like, huh. The other thing that was going in my mind that relates to it all is the idea of the Sam bow. Like that's one of those things we understand in our culture, kind of what it is. So all of that was playing at that time. And then as they took the camera, sort of panned out, and you're looking at it from above, and you got all these people. Now they were in different colors. You had like the red, white, the blue colors, but it was all like one jumpsuit they were in. So they pan out, and I started thinking, yard, like there
That's what
were
it
so
was.
many things, many things that were just standing out about that. So again, I'm interested to see what other things just struck you when you saw them, like, oh my God, and where did that take your mind?
I think the video game controller was the thing for me. The intentionality behind the game over, and just the depiction of I think a lot of people didn't look at how the pieces on the controller were being controlled. Like you go back and you start looking at that, you'll see, like, it is literally, as they're walking around, it's hitting different spots on the controller. So when you think about, like, just playing games, and you're playing like this, when you're looking at the screen, you can see people in a way of like a direction of like how things are going. You can see them around. You can like, if I would turn my hand around like this for a play or something like that, you start thinking, I'm being played. I'm being
I'm
played.
being played.
I'm being
Yeah.
I'm
played.
being
This is
played.
I'm inside of this place. And another thing is, they couldn't see that game. They couldn't
It
see it.
kind of, you speaking
You
of
can't see
games,
the game. You can't see when I think about it, I think about Squid Games, and I think
no, you
about
took the words
how.
right out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was about to say. But go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah.
No, go for it. Go
No,
for it.
I said I was thinking the same thing. Like, it reminded me of Squid Game when I first watched it. And you think about, people are playing this game. We're watching people play this game, but people are dying, and it's like, and we're intrigued by the calamity that's happening to these people while we're in our safe space watching and responding to what happens to them. So it just, it to me, it was so layered. It was so layered. Like, I had took issue because some of our friends were like, it was just okay. It was just all right. But it like ties into like, everybody ain't on the same frequency to even see the level of mastery that was required for him to pull that off, dog. The thing, it was like a story inside of a story inside of a story.
Yeah.
Which I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I was one of the ones that said, I think the actual performance itself was good. I think the meaning was great. I think the performance was good. right? And I feel like that. Like, I think when you think about the performers and you see the other performers, we talk about Michael Jackson, we talk about, you know, a lot of
Sure.
different people, Beyonce, Rihanna. So when we look at a typical Super Bowl, we're looking for that, you know, aftermath, death row type of performance, right? At the same time, I feel like the reason why his performance wasn't so out of this world was because the meaning was out of this world. So yeah, I would take the meaning over it any day. It also allows for us to understand that it was for a particular audience. And you know, when we say it's not going to be televised, what we're actually meaning is that you're going to be able to see exactly what we're saying, but you ain't going to be able to see that movement in the background. So
Man, yeah, that was
I say
good.
this. I say that was so good, Chris. I say this. I think the timeliness of it
I was
was
just about to say that.
impeccable,
Yeah,
totally
same.
impeccable. The message that was relayed overtly, covertly, like impeccable. Like to me, it'll be one of those performances that will get played many times and people will learn something different every time that they watch it.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't like it wasn't a transactional performance.
Yeah,
It was like a meaningful transformational
transformational.
performance,
Yeah,
you know, and I don't
yeah,
think that's what everybody doesn't capture. It's like he said something in ways that everybody couldn't do. Lil Wayne couldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, not too many performers could have pulled that off the way that he did and walked out of that like peace.
it's also not
yeah,
their platform. It's also not their
Yeah.
platform. That's not Lil
right.
Wayne's platform. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Lil Wayne is not has never been a rapper that when it comes down to it, I'm speaking towards the audience like in a way of revolution, right? When I look at Kendrick's music, it's always a little something of revolution almost in every song.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
So, you
sure.
know, even the songs that don't have really anything to do with the revolution, it is
Yeah.
something that he drops in there. And it's like, oh, okay, I heard that.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how do you like how you mentioned something about being both covert and overt there? Quest, how about that overtness when he straight up was like the revolution is gonna be televised, but you picked the wrong guy. Like he even slowed it
Yeah.
up and enunciated
Yeah.
that clear as day. Like you picked the wrong guy. I just thought
Yeah.
okay. And Jay, you just said something about the moment, and I agree with you there because you were saying it was a story within a story within a story. It was a story within a story within a story at the perfect moment, like at a moment in our country's history where we needed something to remind us that civility still exists. You know, like something to remind us that this isn't going to be a place you just get to trample all over everybody because you got either the resources or the number of people. Like that's just not how we roll. This is a voice that needs to be heard. Because that's where we are right now. Like you think about the messages we're all receiving, DEI being cut out everywhere, like all these things that are happening right now. To have an artist get up there on a world, not a country, but on a world stage
Stage,
and
yeah.
proclaim from the mountaintops that we are here, like that was a big thing. That was
Yeah,
a
it was.
big thing. Yeah.
It
And it was,
was.
and I'm with you too, because in that chat that we're both in, immediately it was like, it was low energy. It was this. And I will say, like, I didn't look at it and think, wow, that's a typical Super Bowl performance. I wasn't moved by that, but I was moved by what I could tell was happening.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody else said it was
that
more.
was the deal.
Right. And someone else said, it was more like a concert than it was a performance, which is real. Like, I get that because it was more like that, but that was a concert that in 20 minutes said a lot,
Yeah.
said a lot.
Yeah.
And even got
This-
petty where he needed to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, well, he was petty throughout the whole thing. I don't think, when you think about the backstory with him and Drake and just the whole pettiness with that, to take that on the world stage,
Yeah.
and that A minor chain, all of that. It's just it was just I you don't recover from things like that when it's a rap battle.
Yeah.
But to
What was the
drag
whole
you out,
A minor
but to
thing?
drag-
What was that anyway?
yeah, and they not like us. and they like us. He references Drake liking minors and you know, so
And
that
he
was where
had the
the A
A
minor
minor
came
on
from.
his chain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
But there's
So
also a word, and they not like us. There is a word that he uses to describe those who like minors. But during the performance yesterday, though, he held off for that, and like because everybody knew what the word was. It was just, but again, it was just one of these brilliant moments. And then having Serena out there doing the crip walk, like
yeah,
they,
Yeah.
Drake
it
and
was so
Serena had a
many.
thing that didn't end well. Like it just, man, it was a lot, man. It
Yeah,
was
it
a
was
lot.
so much. For you to be able to bring that message and to incorporate this message too, it's genius. It's genius. I dragged you at the Grammys because I won a Grammy off the song that I killed you on. And then I come into the Super Bowl and I say, I'm going to drag you some more. I'm going to drag you
Right,
through this whole performance.
right,
And
right.
that's exactly what happened. So me
Yeah.
being a battle rapper myself, I just don't know how you get up from that. I don't know how you Drake, go ahead and just do your regular music and don't try to do anything else. Just do your regular music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Continue doing you.
Yeah.
Continue doing what you
Yeah.
need to do as Drake and
Yeah.
leave this alone.
Leave it
Yeah,
alone. Leave it
yeah,
alone. Leave it alone. They
yeah,
not like us. Basically,
yeah.
I thought it was interesting too how he gave us just a piece of that. Like he was like, I'm gonna give y'all a piece of what y'all want, but I'm so much more than that. You know, that was a very small part of the entire
Yeah,
performance.
yeah,
But that's
yeah.
probably the one part that everybody wanted to hear the most because everybody knew it and it's like, let's do
Right.
it. But at the same time, when you look at it was an art piece, like it was artwork, man. So
Yeah.
I commend the
Yeah,
dude,
Drake has
for what
been
he did.
Drake has been suing him and everything like that. And so that's why when it got to that part, he was playing with it a couple of times because he
Mm-hmm.
knew a couple of things. First of all, that it's calling out everyone that ain't like us.
Mm-hmm.
It's calling them out. And all of them was in that stadium. We know that.
Yeah.
The main one was
Yeah.
in that stadium.
The main one. Yeah,
So
yeah.
when
And
you say
he
that,
walked out. And he walked out at some
hey,
point in time. They said he bounced. Like,
I'm not even going into
Really?
that.
I didn't even know that.
Reason why the Kansas City Chiefs lost was Donald Trump. That's a different story. So I'm not even going into that. But it is the exact reason why they lost. The
oh
exact
my
reason.
gosh.
I
Oh
told
my
somebody
gosh.
said, "You see Donald Trump go on the field?" I said, "Wait, say it again." I
Yeah.
said, "Say." It. They said Donald Trump walked on the field. I said, "We not gonna win."
Mm, mm.
I
Mm,
said, just as
You know
soon
it.
as they said that, I said, we not gonna win.
Wow.
And I bet you all of the people like me that knew that the whole entire world was going against the Chiefs, which I've seen before, right? Last year, the year before that, I was like, okay, I don't care about that because,
Mm.
hey, we've been at this point before. But as soon as someone said Donald Trump walked out on that field, I said, we're gonna lose.
well, man, I want to put
I
a,
almost took my
oh my God.
jersey off. I literally almost took my jersey off.
Oh my gosh,
Literally
that's
almost
wild.
took my jersey off. I had my whole jersey on. And I said, I want to take this off so bad right now because we're not going to win this game.
Woo. Yeah.
Man, well, man, it was a wonderful Super Bowl. I'm happy that Philly won. I think that was dope. I think a lot of people were ready to see somebody else, get a turn and be able to walk into it. Big ups
Mm-hmm.
to the quarterback Philly had.
I
I
was
read
ready
Man,
to see
something
Jalen
today.
Hurts.
history.
Jalen
Yeah,
had.
Man,
Jalen is, bro.
oh
You
my
can't take
gosh.
anything away from that
You can't
team.
take
Yeah.
nothing away from that squad. They came to
Yeah.
play, man. And I think I read something today. You're starting to learn more and more about his story. And dude still was living in like a $2,000 apartment. Like he was like, "Hey, I'm here to
Yeah.
just do what I need to do and set up a foundation for myself." So I'm
Yeah.
like, man, bro, you cut from a different cloth.
Yeah.
They not like us. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
Like I'm just like,
I
dang.
mean, because when you just don't, me and money is like a really different thing. Like I would live like him. I would live like Redman. Redman
Yeah.
got hit
Yeah.
early on. he still got that same house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when it comes down to it, it's like
Rubbing the wires
I
together.
see where your money going. Your money going to where you really wanted to go to.
Right,
And that's me
right.
too.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was telling somebody the other day. I said, I know you see all this. I don't even need to have this. We can go. We can do something else. I don't need
Yeah.
all that. It
sure.
just doesn't sustain me like that. So I get it.
Yeah.
You know, I was telling
Yeah.
somebody, I was like, yeah, I could go out and buy this Tesla right now, or go out and buy this, BMW or whatever like that. I'm looking at a really good Honda Civic.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
why? Because what? What?
Right.
What you
right.
what you want me to do here? I mean, what you want me
Yeah.
to? I'm just driving in it because I want to stop. It's
Yeah.
just me. It may just
Right.
be me.
Yeah.
But
ain't nothing
Yeah.
wrong
if
with that.
if we're all saying the same thing about the quote unquote billionaires that's walking around here in just some jeans and
Yeah.
a hoodie,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I also tell people them jeans and that hoodie is probably $6,000. So
Mm.
don't think it's
Right.
not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't think
right.
it's not. That's nothing for them. But
Yeah.
you, whoever it is, it's up to you. Whatever you want to do, it's your money. It's your money.
Mhm.
That's right.
Mhm.
It's your
True.
money.
Yeah.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
just choose
right.
to get the Civic.
That's what's up. Ain't nothing
Well, the
wrong
other
with it,
thing,
bro.
though, well, I was gonna say the other thing with Jalen Hurts too that needs to be mentioned. His team, like his main group of people, all women.
Yeah.
Several women of color in
love it.
there. He's with a woman of color, like with a black woman. I
Yeah.
love to see that.
Yeah.
Guys get on that stage and things tend to
Sure.
flip. And look, do you like that's not a big deal, but I love to see a black woman
Yeah.
having
Yeah.
that king on the top.
Yeah, that
and
was
giving her
that
that
was dope.
platform to show. Yeah,
That was dope. That was
big.
dope. And don't everybody let their girl come kiss them in the mouth. Right after they just won the Super Bowl.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
So
wow.
I give him
Wildin'.
props, man. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, man. So that was awesome to see that whole piece that oftentimes we don't get to talk about, but just black love and couples
Yeah.
lifting each other
When
up,
we on
man.
you on the stage, you got 132 million people looking at you. Guess what? Let me
Right,
show you
right.
what it is.
That's right.
Proper
That's
us,
right.
proper us.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. And I love that, man. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We're going to put a fork in this one. Thank y'all for another 50 Social Club episode. We love to talk about, they not like us. We gave you a run through of our thoughts around the Super Bowl and Kendrick Lamar's presentation of everything that was so epic and something that we'll probably remember for the rest of our lives.
Amen.
So thanks for spending some time with us today. We'll catch you all on the next one. Y'all take care, y'all.
Right.
Peace.
Peace.
And that's a wrap on another successful and penetrating episode of the 4050 Social Club. We're obviously so glad you joined, and we hope you found something healthy, affirming, and powerful in today's content. Please help support this movement by liking this video and following us on Instagram and YouTube at 4050.socialclub. We'll see you again next week, same time, same channel, as you work with us in this important and growing community to make these the best years of your best life. Till then.